Los Angeles of California is the global hub for film and international business. After Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and Dhaka, Rajulo has inaugurated its fourth branch in the Little Bangladesh area near downtown Los Angeles. The office is located on the 12th floor of Central Plaza on 𝗦𝘂𝘶 Boulevard. Rajulo is a full-service immigration law firm providing American immigration support all over the world through Google's state-of-the-art cloud technology. We stand out with a dedicated team of 7 accomplished attorneys and over 100 law clerks and case managers. Rajulo is your trustworthy destination for 100% accurate and reliable immigration service, ensuring your data security and peace of mind regardless of your location. We are proud to announce that our success rate is above 99%. To learn more about our Los Angeles branch, please contact the address and phone number shown on the screen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the weekly live session held by attorney Raju Mahajan and Associates. For today's session, I'm your host, 𝗦𝘂𝘶 Rosario, and with me, I have none other than the principal founder of the firm, Mr. Raju Mahajan himself. Mr. Mahajan, thank you for coming onto our show. It's a great pleasure.
Thank you very much, Isabella, for inviting me in this show. And I welcome everybody who are watching our show at this moment or will watch in future in our different social media platform.
Yes, thank you to all of our spectators from all platforms who are joining in to watch the show. Today we have a very interesting topic, and the topic of today's interactive live session is how to avoid deportation from U.S. airports as an F1 student. Mr. Mahajan, please tell us about it.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Can I see the PowerPoints? All right, thank you so much. So recently, I saw that there is a growing trend that a lot of international students are getting deported from different U.S. airports, especially in Los Angeles, California. I heard in last 2 months, more than 40 international students has been deported from Los Angeles International Airport, only from Bangladesh. And definitely there are more international students deported coming from other countries too. So this is a very bad news for those international students, their family members. That's why I decided to talk today about what are the main reasons for international students getting deported and how to avoid that situation. Because we all want international students come to America, stay here, do their best and contribute to this country. But if they get deported, it is a huge blow to their own life, and also it's not good for America either. So today we are going to talk about what are the main reasons for international students getting deported and how to avoid that. Let's go to the next slide. So for the clarity of our discussion, we will make this discussion into 2 parts. First, we'll talk about first-time entry, and then we'll talk about for re-entry purposes. So first-time entry meaning whenever any students come to America for the first time. So let's say they just got admitted to a U.S. University, they got I-20, they got visa, they are coming to study to America. By the way, I have a little cold, so I may cough in the middle of the presentation. I'm really sorry about that. I'll try my best not to cough, but I may not control it. So first, we'll talk about how to avoid deportation as international students as a first-time entry. And then a lot of time international students or their spouses who already live in America, they go back to their home country for different purposes. And when they try to re-entry from different airports, sometimes they get deported too. So we'll talk about that in the second section of our presentation. Next slide, please. So first, we'll talk about reasons for deportation for first-time entry. So there are a few reasons, and I'm trying to, it's very hard to talk about all the reasons because every situation is unique, every situation is different, but these are like the main causes, main reasons for deportation. Number one, you provided wrong information in your application. A lot of time, international students, either by themselves or sometimes they help from different admission agencies, they provide wrong information. This is a big no. Please do not do that. Never provide wrong information to any US agency, especially for the purpose of immigration. Either they will catch you up front, you will not get visa, or if they catch it later, then your visa would be revoked. Or even if you get green card, even if you become a citizen, you may lose your citizenship even after 30 years if they can find it. So under no circumstance, I'm repeating, under no circumstance provide any wrong information, any misleading information to U.S. Embassy. So, when you fill a form for the non-immigrant visa, F1 visa, you fill up a form called I-160. Please do not please do not provide any wrong information, any misleading information. A lot of times students provide fake bank statement to increase the chance of your visa availability. Please do not do that. It is very easy to determine that this is a fake statement, and that is one of the main reasons for international students getting deported in the airport, because they provided fake bank statement. A lot of time they provide fake address, they get fake degree from fake universities. This is true. I heard from some students from Bangladesh, they get fake certification, fake degree from fake universities, 100% fake. Excuse me, fake degrees. Please do not do that. Yes, you may come to America, sometime, embassy officials, they're very busy with many things, they don't have time or they don't have capacity to detect all the fake. But if they check it later, if they find it, they will deport you, they will revoke your visa. As I said, even after you become citizen, this is very bad for your future. The next one is your agency changed your information without your knowledge. A lot of international students, they apply to American universities and visa through different agencies. There's nothing wrong with using agencies, because a lot of agencies, they're really good agencies. They do their job very good. They're very reliable. However, at the same time, some agencies are not that good. They do not care about students' future. They only care about money. Now it is your job to find a good agency and avoid bad agencies. I'm not going to tell you which agency is good, which agency is bad. That's your job to find a good agency. However, I know that a lot of agencies, they may change your information. For example, recently, one student from Los Angeles airport has been deported because the agency deferred her admission to the next semester without her knowledge. Agency had access to her email. They sent an email to school DSO to defer the admission because there's like a payment issue between the student and agency. I'm not going that detail because that will violate the attorney-client privilege, but I'm just saying agency may defer your admission without your knowledge. Agency may also change other information like your address, your sometimes they even try to change the name, which is very absurd, but they do it. So some agencies, they are crazy. They may try to hurt you if you have any issue, especially if you do not give them money. So my advice, if you take help from agency, choose wisely, find a good agency and listen to them. Please have a good relation with them. I'll talk about this later in later slides. But again, one of the main reasons for deportation is agency may change your information without your knowledge, any kind of information. So that is another reason. Next slide, please. Also, you violated terms of non-immigrant visa. Sometimes some people say, how do I violate terms of non-immigrant visa even if I'm not in America? That's true. You can violate terms of non-immigrant visa even without coming to America, because when you apply for any visa to America, there is an intent. Either it's a non-immigrant intent or immigrant intent. When you apply for any visa with a non-immigrant intent, you have to follow the requirements, the terms and conditions of that visa. So for example, in a social media post, let's say in Facebook, you posted, hey, I'm going to America with a student visa, I want to stay there, how do I do it? Excuse me. That's a clear violation of non-immigrant visa, because in non-immigrant visa, in a student visa, your intent should be you're going to America, you will get education, you will get degree, and you will go back to your home country. You cannot stay in America. I understand most of the international students who come to America, they stay here in America, which is okay. But you cannot express your intent, especially in social media, because number one, most of the social medias are American social media. American government has access to all the social media platform. Number two, in your DS-160 form, you are putting your social media ID in that form, so a government has direct access to your profile. Please do not post in social media about your intent to stay. That's a clear violation of non-immigrant visa. If government agency detect it, they may deport you from the airport. Another thing is posted in social media to find a job. A lot of international students, even before coming to America, they are trying to find some Facebook groups in that area, and they say, hey, I'm going to Los Angeles, let's say in August. I need a job, can you please help me finding a job? That's also a clear violation of non-immigrant visa, because you are not allowed to work off campus no matter what is the situation is. You are only allowed to work 20 hours on campus. If you post a social media post about finding a job, that's a clear violation of non-immigrant visa. Another one is try to enter before authorized period. Anytime if you have a F1 visa, you are only allowed to enter America before 30 days of your class start date. 30 days of your class start date. If you even try to get before 32nd date, you are not allowed to enter America. That's another violation of non-immigrant visa. So these are just three things I mentioned. There are many other issues. A lot of time, even before coming to America, you will find ways to transfer your admission to another school. So let's say you got admission to a master's program or PhD program, and then you are trying to switch school to a ESL program in a community college. That's another violation of non-immigrant terms. Please do not do that. If you do it, they may deport you from the airport. So these are the common reasons. There may be other reasons. Bottom line, please try to abide by all the rules, terms, and conditions of non-immigrant visa. Next slide, please. All right. Now, reasons for deportation for re-entry. So let's say you already are in America, either as a F1 or F2, and you went back to your home country. Now try to enter America through a airport, and now you are getting deported. So what are the main reasons? Number one, again, you violated terms of non-immigrant visa while you were in America. You posted in social media about intent to stay. Again, you said, hey, I'm an F1 student. I'm an F1 student studying, let's say, master's in computer science in XYZ university. How do I stay here? That's a violation of terms and conditions of non-immigrant visa. Please do not do that. I know Facebook we all use for different purposes, but we really have to be careful for this. Another thing is, again, posted in social media about finding a job. You're not allowed to job off campus. Please don't post in social media. Sometimes they even post in Facebook like working at that. Please don't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Why you are telling other people that you are working in a, let's say, grocery store or gas station? You're not allowed to do that. Please don't do that. Unauthorized work. If you work in a place which is not authorized, and any kind of job is unauthorized, because you're only allowed to work 20 hours on campus. And F2 dependents, you're not authorized to work at all. So if you have unauthorized work, they may deport you. I mean, if they detect it. Another thing is invalid travel I-20. I'm really sorry for this cough. So let's say you are a F1 student or F2 dependent. You're going back to your home country. You're only in the middle of the semester. F1 students are only allowed to go for 2 weeks. So before you go, you need a travel I-20 from your DSO. And a lot of time we see that there is no signature in DSO, I-20, meaning this I-20 is not a valid I-20. You have to have a signature in the travel I-20. If the DSO forgot to sign it, make sure that you get signature from the DSO. Otherwise, it is an invalid travel I-20, and they may deport you if you don't have a valid travel document. Also committed crime, domestic violence. A lot of time international students, they do commit crime. I heard about a lot of shoplifting, a lot of domestic violence. All this may help you. So you may say, well, I had a domestic violence, police did not deport me that time. Why they're going to deport me now? Because when you are in America, there is a certain level of crime that you need to commit before they can deport you from America. But in the airport, they can block your re-entry. for any minor crime committed by you. So there's a two different requirements. I'm not going that deep into this, requirements for deportation while you are in within America and while you are in airport. Just remember that even with a minor crime that you committed, like a, in legal terms, it's called petty crime or a domestic violence, sometimes people get deported. Next slide, please. Now the question is how to avoid deportation. This is really important. So when you enter America, when the immigration officer asks you question, try your best to answer with a yes or no type of answer. Do not try to explain anything, because the more you are telling them, there's a more chance that they will ask you more question. So anytime there is a question, try your best to answer yes or no. If it really requires telling something, try your best to keep the answer as short as possible, because by giving them a longer answer, you are actually giving them more information to ask you more questions. So try to say yes or no type answer. If you need to really tell something, try your best to make it a short answer. Number two, do not let them check your phone or laptop. They are not authorized to check your phone or laptop or any electronic device without your consent. This is a very important legal matter. Most of the international students even do not know about it. They are not allowed to check your phone, iPad, laptop, or any electronic device without your consent. Anytime they say, "Can I check your phone?" the answer is no. Anytime they say, "Can I check your laptop?" the answer is no. Do not let them check your phone or laptop. Number three, be extremely careful about social media. As I've explained before, social media is one of the main reasons for international students getting deported. Please be extremely careful when you use social media as an international student. Best case scenario, do not use social media at all. You do not need Facebook. Trust me, you do not need Facebook for any reason. So, extremely sorry about that. Be extremely careful about social media. Next one is have an attorney ready for you. I understand having an attorney ready for you while you are entering America through airport is expensive. A lot of law firms, including us, we have airport immigration service. I'm not going that detail because that would be kind of like a marketing. I don't want to do marketing in this presentation, but there is a way to have an attorney ready for you while you're trying to enter America through airports. Even though it is expensive, I would advise you to do that because it will really help you, because attorneys know all the rules and regulations about um, uh, entering America as a student admission and other things, so they may really help you. Next one, maintain good relationship with your school DSO international office. Again, a lot of international students, when they come to America, they have no communication with their DSO or international office. Remember one thing, while you are in America as a F1 student, your guardian, your legal guardian is the school. You are coming to America sponsored by your school. They are your guardian. Keep communication with them, listen to them. Even they are asking for money, pay them, because they are not asking for any money that you're not required to pay. They're only asking for money if you're required to pay. Maintain good relationship with your school DSO and international office. Try not to avoid them, because when you are in trouble, they are the one who is going to help you, not other people, not your friend, not your older brother from your community. They cannot help you. Maintain good relationship with your school DSO international office. Next slide, please. Maintain good relationship with your agency if you have any. Again, you're not bound to take help from agency. Most of the thing you can do it by yourself. When I came to America as an international student, I did everything by myself. I did not take any help from any agency, and I survived. I did very good. So you are not required to take help from any agency. But if you really need help, because number one, you could be busy, number two, you do not know the procedure, that's okay. Try your best to find a good agency, and when you find a good agency, listen to them. They may charge you a lot of money, which is okay, because they're trying to sell their expertise. And if you take service from agency, have maintain good relationship with them, because they have a lot of communication with your school and other organizations. They may help you. Keep all authentic paper ready, especially I-20. When you try to enter America, immigration officers has authority and right to check all of your papers. Keep all the authentic paper. Do not keep any fake document, like fake bank statement or anything, and keep it ready. As soon as they say, "Can I see your I-20?" hand over them the I-20. Do not give them extra papers. Only give them the paper they're asking. They will ask you about your I-20. Show them your valid I-20 with signature from your school DSO. Keep all the authentic paper ready. That will really helpful. Last one, but the last, be confident. When you try to enter America, no matter what happens, be confident. Show them that you are a genuine student. You are coming to America to study, and after your graduation, you'll go back to your home country and you will serve your country. Be confident, be smart, answer all the questions with short answer, preferably yes no type answer, and everything would be okay. But be confident, don't be nervous. As soon as you become nervous, immigration officer suspect you, and then they try to ask you more questions. So those are the way to avoid this situation. Next slide, please. All right, that was our presentation today. I hope it was helpful, but if you need any help anytime, feel free to reach out us through all of our media. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for that enlightening presentation. I'm sure we all learned a lot about this. And we have already had a question pop up in the comment section. So Ms. Zerin Tasnim asks, immigration rules for F1 students. Number one, if I manage to get admission from another university, do I just transfer the SEBIS record or do I need to withdraw from USCD in addition to that?
No, so whenever you transfer your application, your student status from one university to another university, there is a fixed rule. You have to first talk to your current school's DSO. Ask them about the requirements. They will help you in every way. Do not try to do it anything by yourself without letting the DSO know. That may jeopardize your application in future. So, short answer: no. You do not have to withdraw from UCSD. You need to just transfer your service with the help of your school DSO.
Ms. Zerin Tasnim also asked another question. At USCD, I am enrolled in the PhD program in chemistry department, but I plan to enroll in master's at another university. Is it possible to transfer to a master's from PhD?
Yes, that is possible. Yeah, let me answer this question. Yes, that is possible if your current school and the new school both approve it. If the two schools approve it, you can transfer from PhD to master's.
And the third question is, I have asked a couple of my acquaintances to be able to accompany me back home after quitting USCD. I hope to be able to depart around from A to B.
Okay, I have asked a couple of my acquaintances to be able to accompany me back home after quitting UCSD. I hope to be able to depart around. I do not understand this question. You are asking your acquaintance to go with you to your home country. Yes, if they have valid visa, they can definitely go with you, and they can come back. It depends on their status. But why do you need people to accompany you? I don't know. But yes, they can.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for answering that. I think Ms. Zerin Tasnim has revised her question and resent it, so I just want to read the new question again. If I manage to get admission from another university B, which I think you have already answered, so I'm moving on to the second question. At University A. Okay, I think this is the same question as the previous one, just differently worded.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Tasnim, for asking your question. I hope we answered yours. And now we have some questions from our archive emails. So I just want to refer to that. The first question we have is from somebody named Hassan Mahmoud, and he asks, if I possess a U visa or O visa, am I eligible to sponsor my family for entry to the USA?
Yes. So yes, when your EU visa or O visa is approved, before approval, just because you applied for EU visa or O visa, you are not eligible to sponsor them. But once it get approved, then you can sponsor them, and they can also come with as your dependent.
Mr. Mahmoud has another question. What are the specific steps I must take to bring my family members to the USA under U or O visa status that I'm living here?
So every visa status has its own dependent categories. O visa has their dependent categories. U visa has their own dependent categories. So if you just go to USCIS website and if you see O visa, under the O visa, scroll down to at the end of the section, you will say how to apply for dependents, and they are specifically mention about it. So you can just follow their guideline and you can apply by yourself. But if you also need help from us, you can also email us, and then we'll process that. But every visa application here in America uh, has a way to bring their spouse, children, and other dependents. But not all dependents are included. Like in most categories, you cannot bring your parents, but you can bring your spouse and children. So I advise you to go to USCIS website in your particular category, like either U visa or O visa. And if you scroll down in the bottom of the page, you will see how to bring your dependents.
Thank you, Mr. Maljan, for answering that question. Um, Up next, we have another question from somebody named Salman Kalaria, and he asks, after completing my CPT program, can I visit my home country?
It depends. After your CPT, if you have a valid visa, yes, you can go back to your home country. But if you do not have a valid visa, then do not visit home country, because in that case, you'll not be able to re-enter America.
I hope that answers your query, Mr. Kalaria. Ms. Tasnim, I think it would be better if you sent in questions 3 and 4 again, as they are not being visible to us. Thank you so much. Going back to the archive question, we have another question from Mr. 𝗦𝘂𝘆 and he asks, I currently hold an O visa. Is it possible for me to switch my O visa to a different immigrant category visa?
Yeah, pretty much all categories you can transfer from one to another. It depends on the your current visa and depends on the new visa you are trying to transfer. So, O visa is an employment-based application. So, the bottom line is you are sponsored by a company to work for that corporation. If you're going to transfer from O to other kind of visa, you have to see what are the requirements of that new category. Are you eligible for that? If you are eligible, yes, you can transfer from O to other visa. There's no problem with that.
I hope that answers your query, Mr. Hussein. We have another question from a spectator from YouTube, and he asks, hi, good morning. If anyone came in the US by F1 visa and applied for asylum when SEVIS account was active, but after 1 year of entering in the US, will this person be able to apply for EB3 visa?
Yes. So when he or she applied for asylum, if his or her, the applicant's um, F1 visa was active, was valid, then they can apply for EB3 visa.
I hope that answers your query. Ms. Zerin Tasnim has sent in the other two questions. So, question number 3 is, I already took a reduced course load at UCSD. If I start over at a different university, do I get all the reduced course load options, or the 3 months will be deducted?
It depends on your new school. So every school has their own requirement. As an international student, you must enroll for 9 credits. So some school they will let you enroll for 6 credits, and then other 3 credits they will put it as a CPT or some other way. Every school cater their uh, courses for international students in their own way. I advise you to contact your new school and see if they will allow you to enroll for a reduced course load. So it depends on your new school, basically.
The fourth question is, can I get admitted or enrolled at one university and defer the rest? Will I get asked in the immigration about it?
Yes, you may ask, immigration officer may ask you any question about anything. That's a everything is on the table. However, the answer to your question, can I get admitted, enrolled at one university and defer the rest? It depends on your new school. If they let you defer, then you can defer. If they do not let you defer, then you will not be able to. As I said, as an international student, your university is your guardian. You have to abide by all the rules and regulations by the school, and talk to your school DSO, talk to your international student advisor. They will able to tell everything. But last part of your question, yes, immigration officer can ask you question about everything, and please do not think that they don't have information. They know everything about you. With a very short search with your first name, last name, date of birth, and service number, they will be able to find all the information about you.
I hope that answers your queries, Ms. Tasnim. We have another follow up question from Mr. Salman Kalaria, and he asks, during the beginning of labor filing, can I still travel back home?
It depends on your visa status. So, since you are in asylum application, I would strongly advise not to travel anywhere in the world. Do not go out of America because that may weaken your asylum application. And if your asylum application is cancelled before your EB3 application is complete, that may harm you. So, short answer to your question, it depends on your visa status. But since you're in asylum, I will strongly advise you not to go to your home country.
I hope that answers your query, Mr. Kalaria. Now, going back to the archive emails, we have another question from Mr. Abdullah Al Mamun, and he asks, how can I adjust my immigration status if I get married to a US citizen or permanent citizen resident while on F1 visa? And what are the risks and consequences of doing so?
It's very easy. If you are married to a US citizen or permanent resident, it's very easy to get change your status from F1 student to a green card, adjust your status. It's very easy. Uh, uh, I'm not going to talk detail about marriage-based application because it's a long discussion. But in our YouTube channel, if you go there, I think I have a video about marriage-based application. You can watch it and you can get like a step-by-step procedure. Risk, it depends on the relationship with your spouse. If you are really in love with your spouse, if it's a bona fide marriage, then there is no risk. It's a very good application. It's good for you, good for everybody. But if it is not a bona fide marriage, if it's a fake marriage only for the purpose of immigration, there's a lot of risk. Again, I'm not going to talk all those risks here because I think in the marriage based application I talked about it. And if you also Google it, you'll find a lot of things. But try your best to apply for marriage based application if it is a bona fide marriage. If it's a fake marriage, that may really cost you a lot of money, a lot of time, and even your immigration status.
Thank you, Mr. Maljan, for answering that query. Um, Mr. Kalaria has asked another question, and he says, I'm not talking about asylum. I came as a student. I had not started my green card process, EB2 or 3. Under the category of unskilled labor, can I travel in the beginning of the labor filing?
Yes, yes. So if you're not in asylum, if you're in valid student status, and if you just started EB3 process, but it's in labor filing kind of a status, yes, you can travel to your home country. You can go back, you can come back again. There is no problem. Until you file your last application, which is I-485, you can easily go back and come back anytime. There's no problem with that.
I hope that answers your query. We have the last archive email from Mr. 𝗦𝘂𝘆 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲, and he asks, how can I apply for a waiver of the 2-year home residency requirement if I'm subject to it as J1 exchange visitor who received funding from my home government or the US government?
Yes, there is a lot of ways to apply for waiver. Again, it's a long discussion. I think I have another video about J1 waiver. I think, as I can remember, there's like 4 or 5 ways to apply for waiver, and one of the very common ways is if you just go to your home country's embassy in Washington D.C., they can easily approve it. So there's a 2 steps. The first one is you have to get a recommendation from Department of State, which is very easy to get. There is a form. If you just fill it up, send it to Department of State, they will approve it. In general, they have no problem approving unless there's some national security reason or other thing. So once you get the recommendation from your from American Department of State, then if you go to your home country's embassy in Washington D.C., they will also approve it. If they do not approve it, then there are some other grounds. I'm not going that detail here because I have another video and it's a long discussion. The purpose of this question answer is give you like a short answer. So, short answer to your question: yes, there's many ways to get J1 waiver approved.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for that response. We have another follow up question from our YouTube spectator, and he asks, if the asylum case is in the court for final hearing, will there be a chance that this person needs to go in another country for final interview for EB3?
Yes, there may be. There may be. It depends on. So, since the asylum application is in court hearing, if you request your attorney to reschedule it, push it back, there's many ways to, push the hearing to 1 or 2 years, sometimes 3 years, and by this time your EB3 application may move forward. So there's no problem with that. However, if you really cannot do that, and if in the final hearing your asylum application get rejected, then I advise you to leave America, go to your home country or other country, wait for EB3 for the third step, which is IVP, immigration visa processing, or consular process, whatever you call it, the same thing. Get the interview in a third country, and then you can come back. So yes, your understanding is right.
Thank you so much for your response. We have another person who has commented a question. Miss Sonia Sharman wants to know, I have applied for B1, B2 US visa, and they scheduled appointment on 29th September 2024, but I need emergency visa because my sister is suffering with fourth stage cancer and she has surgery on the 30th September and she needs assistance. So I requested for emergency visa with my sister's invitation letter and doctor's report, but the review board denied my emergency visa. So what should I do now?
Actually, you cannot do anything at this moment, because whether they will approve your emergency visa interview request is their sole discretion. If they deny it, you actually have nothing to do. I advise you to go to your original appointment date, which is, I understand it's the next year. It's a long time, but just wait for that. And you can also, apply for another emergency request if you have another reason, but it is their sole discretionary power to either approve it or deny it. So you do not have anything to do at this moment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for that response. And so far, we have completed all of answering all of the questions that came in through our comment sections and also our archive emails. Thank you so much for your enlightening presentation on the deportation topic. I'm sure me, along with everyone else, we have learned a lot. Thank you, Mr. Mahajan.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, all of our spectators. We are going to see you again at the same time in the next week as well. Please join us again for another interactive session. Thank you and goodbye.
Los Angeles of California is the global hub for film and international business. After Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and Dhaka, 𝗦𝘂𝘶 has inaugurated its fourth branch in the Little Bangladesh area near downtown Los Angeles. The office is located on the 12th floor of Central Plaza on Wilshire Boulevard. 𝗦𝘂𝘶 is a full-service immigration law firm providing American immigration support all over the world through Google's state-of-the-art cloud technology. We stand out with a dedicated team of 7 accomplished attorneys and over 100 law clerks and case managers. 𝗦𝘂𝘶 is your trustworthy destination for 100% accurate and reliable immigration service, ensuring your data security and peace of mind regardless of your location. We are proud to announce that our success rate is above 99%. To learn more about our Los Angeles branch, please contact the address and phone number shown on the screen.